and her legs, and then sits up and reaches for the pack of Marlboro Golds parked permanently on the table, just in front of her big glass ashtray, with this week's disposable lighter lying obediently on top of it. She knows the smoke will wake Poke, so she makes a silent deal with herself. She won't hold the lighter in place when she picks up the pack, and if the lighter falls off, she'll put the pack back and go to sleep. When the pack is in front of her, the lighter is dead center on top. She palms the lighter and flips open the top of the box, inhaling the rich brown aroma. Even in the dark, the precise white cylinders of the filters are comfortingly clean and unused. They promise hours of solitary pleasure. For so many years, the years when she was dancing in the bars on Patpong, being dragged night after night to hotels by sodden, besotted customers, the moment when it was finally over and she was once again alone, free to breathe again, free to light up a cigarette that belonged to no one but her, to pay attention to no one's pleasure but her own, had gleamed in front of her like a lantern seen through dark trees. It said, "Here you are. Here you can be safe again. Here you can be you again." She flicks the lighter and looks down at the cigarette, so secure, so snug, so right between her long fingers. There's been one there for so long that she can barely feel it. In fact, sometimes when she lights one, it's just because she's become aware of its absence. Smoking this one now is just a matter of inches. Inches to put the filter between her lips, inches to bring the flame to the tip. But instead of putting it in her mouth, she thinks, "I need to talk to my mother," and sees briefly and vividly the river in her dream, broad and gray-green, breathes in the clean air of the forest. She lets the lighter go dark and puts the cigarette back in the pack, replaces both objects on the table. The cold presses itself against her. She can feel Poke to her right, can feel, with a mother's ability to penetrate walls, Meow breathing safely, asleep in her own room. The city outside pulls at her like a tide in her veins, its straight streets deceptively orderly, a reassuring grid imposed on chaos, need, fear, desire, envy, desolation, hopelessness, the invisible web woven by those on both sides of the karmic wheel, those who curse it and the fortunate ones who accept it as their due. But up here, in the rooms the three of them share, everything is where it should be. Nothing rolls around. The lines between them are straight and strong. Sometimes, when she's sitting in her spot on the couch in the living room, she imagines them, each lost in whatever he or she is doing, but connected nonetheless by a pale, transparent yellow line, like concentrated light. She can walk through the line between Poke and Meow and feel it go straight through her, warm as the sun. Poke, she thinks. Warm, she thinks. She bends down and touches first her left foot, and then her right, which may at the moment be the coldest foot in all of Southeast Asia. Poke has his back to her, knees drawn up, the human core of a mountain range of blankets. He sleeps naked, and it's easy as she slips the foot beneath the blankets to target the warm bare skin on the small of his back. The mountain erupts, blankets flying everywhere, and whatever he says, the English is too fast for her to follow it. He sits there wild-eyed, blankets pooled down around his hips, breathing like he's just run a mile, and before he can say anything else, she wraps both arms around his warm neck and pulls him down to her. Says, her mouth inches from his, "Pay attention to me." For what seems like the second time in an instant, Meow sits up. The coolness of her forehead tells her she's been perspiring in spite of the single lightweight sheet that covers her. She hears herself panting. Her heart sounds a quicker-than-normal rhythm in her ears, muffled as a drum in a distant room. But everything she's looking for right now is here. It's all here, after all. Her dresser, her closet door framing the pale ghosts of her clothes, the rectangular blotches that represent her paintings and drawings.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.